Okay, as human beings, we all like to eat. Me also. But there are a few stigmas around what we consume and when we consume. Now, there may be a couple of things in this next section that may surprise you, it may not. I think these days, with social media, I think most of us are aware now of the do's and don'ts about what to eat and what not to eat. Now, one of the things that I will talk about is what we eat and when we eat, because we've always been told since I was born, and even before me, that we are supposed to eat 3 meals a day, never skip breakfast. Absolute garbage. Garbage. The human body can go months without food, months. But of course we need water. But the human body is so amazing, it finds a way to adapt and to go into survival mode. So even though we've been told, never skip breakfast, always have 3 meals a day, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. That's the reason why millions of people around the world are either pre-diabetic or diabetic. And that's because they eat 3 meals a day of not the right food. Now, let me give you an example. I live here in the Philippines, and in many respects, the Philippines is like where the UK was 40, 50 years ago, in that you always was told to eat 3 meals a day, and you have a snack in the morning, a snack in the afternoon. But let me tell you something. Every time that you eat, your insulin increases. So when you wake up, you have breakfast, your insulin spikes, then it goes down. You have a snack mid-morning, insulin spikes, goes down. You have lunch at midday, and the Filipinos are very strict as far as when they eat. So midday comes, they eat typically rice, fried food, soda drink, and guess what? Insulin spikes. Break time in the afternoon, here's called merienda, insulin spikes. Come dinner time, same thing, spikes and down. And also, it's quite normal to have a snack on an evening. So millions of people here in the Philippines and around the world is spiking their insulin levels 6 to 8 times a day. So it gets to a point where you're pre-diabetic. And God forbid you ever get diabetes, because that's not a good road to follow down. So again, example, living in the Philippines, and this is my wife's kind of diet and schedule. Sorry, kind of, because what we do now is that we skip breakfast normally and typically eat around noon, lunchtime. And because rice is a staple item here in the Philippines and most Asian countries, unfortunately, it's much needed. But the problem is with rice, it's very high on the glycemic index. So it's very carbs and sugars. And as soon as you eat carbs, your body turns it into glucose, it goes straight to your liver, and then that's why your body, your pancreas, needs to release insulin to flush out the sugar out of your system, because your body doesn't need sugar. Your body needs fats and protein. That's all it needs. But because we live in a modern world, Big Pharma They push cereals as being healthy. They push breakfast bars as being cereal. Nah, it's carbs, it's sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Your body does not need sugar. Now, your body does need cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. Yes, there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol, but generally, cholesterol is good. So the diet that I try to adapt is a high protein, high fat, low carb diet. It doesn't always work out that way each day, but that's what I try to get to. Because the less carbs you consume, it's a no-brainer, you lose weight. You lose weight, you'll sleep better, you'll sometimes save money. Your body does not need sugar. Now, I do enjoy myself. I do like to drink, so I try to be reasonably healthy as far as my diet is concerned, but I do enjoy myself. You know, I'm not a bore. I want to, you know, so we have dinner outside and we do drink wine and, you know, have a gin or a whiskey, and as long as you're sensible, it's all about a balanced lifestyle. But when you're consuming carbs for breakfast, which is rice, maybe having a cracker with a coffee that's got sugar in, the 3-in-1 here, sugar. You have rice at noon, maybe some fried food. So that's a bad combination. Carbs and fat, bad combination. Merienda, it could be snack, again, like a wafer biscuit. So you see where I'm trying to get to. So it's been proven, and even doctors now around the world are advising people to get onto either a keto diet, which is basically just a high protein, low carb way of living, and it's not hard to do. It's not hard to do. So, and one of the other issues when we eat is that we always cook in oil. Now, the worst oil you can cook with is canola oil. That is by far the worst. By far the worst. You should be cooking in the likes of coconut oil, is what we do. But 9 times out of 10, we cook our food with butter. Fat is not the enemy, guys. It's not. Look at this. I mean, I'm not slim. I'm not overweight. But if you make these kind of small changes, reduce your carbs, even if you don't do any exercise, and just try to cut the majority of your carbs. I know that some people can't because of the way of living and it's a need, you know, as part of their diet. But there are ways of reducing the amount of sugar in the rice, and that's by washing it in water, putting the rice into a container, putting it in the fridge overnight, and then cook it. That drastically reduces the amount of sugar in rice by 25%. Google it. So diet is crucial. Diet is how we survive, but it also could be our demise. And the devil that's in the room, and it's not me, is sugar. It's sugar. If you can do one thing in your life, is try to reduce the amount of sugar that you consume. Even in the low sugar drinks. So there are things like Coke Zero. Now, your body still turns that into glucose, which is sugar. Sugar is the devil. It creates so many illnesses. It gives you lots of stress in your body. It's been proven that sugar is linked to dementia, and it also increases your inflammation in your body, and that stresses your body, such as your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Can you imagine how much work your kidneys have to do to clear all the chemicals, the garbage that's being consumed day by day? It's shocking. It's shocking. So, guys, as I said earlier in the video, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert. I've tried to follow the science for the last 25 years, and what's really shocked me is how many people around the world are pre-diabetic when they don't need to be. If the doctors in the UK and the Western world are now stopping giving medication and telling people to eat a keto diet, that speaks volumes. It really does. And the people benefit, the companies that benefit by us eating a modern world diet of cereals and biscuits and oils and these kind of things are the drug companies, Big Pharma. They are the winners in all of this. We get so addicted to sugar and carbs. It's the devil. So guys, hopefully you found this section informative. Any questions, please feel free to message and I'll try to answer them as best I can. See you on part 3, guys.